Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
So, as of this morning when I got up, I still didn't know what I was going to speak about. It's like I had all these ideas and I wasn't really sure, and I kept asking for guidance, for, my guides to step in. What am I supposed to be speaking about? And I guess I wasn't quiet enough to hear until this morning on the drive in, and I very clearly heard healing. And I thought, well, how appropriate, because we're in a time and place of individual and collective healing for the planet. I think it's very important right now. And a little bit about how I got into healing. I didn't think of myself as a healer, and I still don't. I think of myself as a conduit that allows the healing to come through to everybody. But when I was young, people always gravitated towards me. I'm having this problem, I'm having that problem, and it's like, well, okay, this is what I'm thinking, and it was not a conscious thought. It wasn't like I'm educated to be addressing this. It was a spiritual communication to give to this person, a message. And still, of course, I didn't know anything about this. I'm young and going through my growing years. As a teenager, it continued, and some of my contemporaries would call me a white witch, as opposed to the other kind. And it's, okay, all right, I'll take it, but I still don't feel like anything special. I just feel like somebody who has compassion. And so I'm going through my growing years, and I was going to an intertribal Native American circle where Dick Hall and his family went. And my deceased husband Murray says, oh, I just wish I could hold a baby and heal it. Okay, who doesn't wish they could do that, hold a baby and heal it? And so Dick, or Three Feathers as we knew him, said, I want you to come to a church. And I'm not going to tell you anything about it, I just want you to come to the church. And this was early 2000s, I think. So we came to the church not knowing what to expect, and it was more than we expected. It was a very wonderful place for us to be. We recognized things in ourselves that we didn't know before. We were excited to be here to learn that this was a kind of place and a gathering of like-minded people who were open to the other gifts that we had, and to explore those gifts. And so we took all the classes. We were so excited to be here. We took all the classes, learned everything we could. And it was especially exciting for me because having been addressed as a healer previously, it just kind of gelled for me. It just, it felt good. It felt comfortable to step into the healing role. And so that's how I came to be in the realm of being a healer, or conduit. So we practiced here for many years, and then we moved up to Knoxville, Tennessee for a time. And I met the community up there, and I learned that you could do spiritual healing, energy healing, but it had to have a Reiki license attached to it. And I was only working 4 days a week, and I was like, oh, I have this extra day, maybe I can give something back to the community. And Knoxville, that area, northeast Tennessee, they have a lot of crack babies. Babies that were on drugs when they were born. It's unfortunate, but they had an abundance of that. So I wanted to hold the babies, okay? And it's a difficult job. You have to have a lot of compassion, a lot of patience, because these babies cry nonstop almost. But to be able to give them any kind of comfort, to help them in any way, that's where my heart was at. So the next step I had to do was to take Reiki classes, become a Reiki master, to be able to go into the hospitals there. So I did that. I met many wonderful people, and went through the process, started to go through the process at the hospital, and then Murray made his abrupt departure, and then I moved back here. So I learned healing here. I got the Reiki Master from being in Knoxville, and I've attended all kinds of healings, sound, vibration, light, but it all boils down to what works for you, what makes you comfortable, what feels good to you, what you resonate with. And healing is such a wonderful gift to be able to have flow through me and to be able to share that with others. A lot of my work, when I do healing, whether it's vibrational, Reiki, spiritual, or a combination of all of the above, is distance. And so I'm always excited to hear from a friend who has requested healing that's Texas, Michigan, New York, when they send me a message and say, I really need help with this, that, or the other thing, that I'm able to immediately tap into them and generate the healing. Now, I don't pick what they need healed. I don't need to know what anybody needs healed. In fact, it's none of my business to know what's going on in your personal lives. All I want is for my guides to step in with me, to step in with their guides and focus that energy to that person. And to be able to do that and to have them get back to me a day or two later and say, thank you so much, I got some relief with my problem, my issue, whatever. And to me, that is, to be in service in that manner is what moves my heart. That I can help somebody doesn't mean you have to be in front of me. You can be on the other side of the world, and I've had other side of the world requests. And to know that I can make a difference in somebody's life, to make their life more bearable, whatever manner they need, again, none of my business, that's what moves my heart. And I want to just say I really enjoyed doing healing this morning here at the church. Thank you, Rosie and Annette, because again, that's what moves my heart. I'm sure that many of you in here are gifted in ways that you know or don't know about, but if you haven't explored healing or even mediumship, this is the place. You can come here and learn it. Any questions? Anybody want to say anything? Yes.
Do you do attunements?
I'm sorry?
Do you do attunements?
Do I do what?
Attunements?
Reiki?
Yeah.
I can. I haven't done it in a while, but I can. I have the credentials as a master. Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Could you explain Reiki?
Reiki is a movement of energy, and supposedly is a much softer energy than other kinds of healings. It's like a more gentle, more softer energy that flows. To be honest, when I feel energy flowing, all I feel is heat. I don't. When I do healing like today, all I felt was heat. I knew the energy was flowing. But when I did the energy today, I said, give this person what they need, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually. Make sure that you don't overstep your bounds. Only give them what their body can absorb. Or again, mentally, emotionally, physically, give them what they need in a manner they can receive it. So I'm totally out of the way of the kind of energy that you're getting. Your guides know what you need, and they know your life contract. They know what needs to be brought in for you, and that way you are protected because your guides are tuning the dials. Yes, ma'am?
Do you have a daily spiritual practice that keeps your frequency high, your vibration, so you're able to do this?
Yeah, I've got a personality of probably like a 12-year-old. Happy, joy, and I, on purpose, okay? Because if you're not happy, you can't do anything good. So if you're not happy, if you can't find some kind of happiness that's going to make you feel good, then you're not going to be doing your best work for anybody. Thank you. Anybody else? Who here is healers? Do you know if you're a healer? Okay, then you know what I'm talking about. So anyway, it's my joy to be in service in any way, shape, or form. Need something off the top shelf, I'm tall enough to get that for you. If you need something picked up off the floor, I can still do that. And I can send healing, which I do probably once or twice a week. I do a healing broadcast. And again, that brings me joy, that makes me happy. So yes, I can continue to maintain that happiness by being in service to everybody. No more? If we're
I like that. The National Association of Spiritualist Churches now calls mediums of healing instead of healers.
okay.
So I always felt uncomfortable with that word
Yeah.
too. So, but I'm totally in sync with this, you know, the medium of
Yeah, but
healers, because then we don't have to own that kind of, like it's coming from us, you know what I mean?
I can remember sitting in my classes here and saying, but I'm not the healer, I'm not the one doing this.
Right.
This Theresa's not doing this.
Right.
But Theresa's allowing it, and she's the conduit. She's the plastic pipe that everything's flowing through, you know, to get to you. And it doesn't necessarily come from me. I've seen many times that your guides just crowd around you and envelope you with the healing energy because guess what? You allowed it. You opened up to allow for your healing because I can't make you open up. I can ask you to open the door, and every time I sit with somebody, I ask them to please open the door, let your guides work with you. Let's make sure that we can do what is in your best interest, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, whether it's known to you or unknown to you. Because there's things going on in our bodies that we may not even be aware of. And it's important that we address the whole package. You know? Yes?
This may be silly, but can you do mass healing or think of a nation that's really like Gaza and projects
Yes.
healing?
Absolutely. My husband and I, we have a crystal globe, okay, and it's the world. And anytime there's any kind of event, we will send healing to that range, to that area, wherever. But we frequently do it to the whole world because it's going to touch somebody somewhere, and it will probably touch many somebodies, many places. We don't need to know who, but yes, absolutely. Families that are in need that we are aware of, countries in need, the two of us will sit down and send the energy to the country, to the region, whatever it is. And again, it makes us happy to be in service to help others. Makes my 12-year-old happy too. Anything else? No? Okay, thank you. I enjoyed it, thank you.